Good morning. Good morning. Wow, look here. Look, we got a great call lineup today. Oh, let's Miss Maisha. Good morning. Good seeing the call today, Maisha. Yes, brand new IBO, everybody. Let's give her calls. Yes, Miss Maisha. Also, thank you to the call. All right, Mr. David Lowe, Regional Director out of Minnesota. Thank you so much, Mr. David Lowe, Regional Director. Thank you so much for joining the call today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'd like to also thank Miss Kanahara over in Japan. Wow, good morning. Oh, it's evening in Japan. Thank you so much for joining in Japan. My goodness, Regional Director, Mr. Brian Baker, good morning, sir. Eileen down in San Diego, good morning. Miss Felice Batiste, good morning. Miss Jones out of South Carolina, part of the crew, thank you so much. Wow, Mr. Daryl Ranson, good morning, sir, in Nashville, Tennessee. Let's see, we got Frank and Patricia Bowman, up in Elk Grove, California. Good morning, the two of you. Mr. Harrison Mills, good talking to you this morning. Congratulations on did a couple of freeways with him yesterday. We're getting some people in today. Good deal, sir. Mr. Ismail, ¿qué pasó, señor? All right, Regional Vice President, Ms. Jocelyn Bristol. Wow, man, thank you. And right behind her is Mr. Regional Director, Mr. Julian Lewis. Good morning, sir. Man, we got some heavy, ooh. Ms. Joyce Brewer, thank you so much for joining. Justin, thank you for joining. Ms. Kathleen Williams, good seeing you this morning. You changed your eyeglasses quite a bit on me. I love it. Ms. Walker, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Regional Director, Mr. Marvin Carter, thank you so much. Regional Director, Ms. Natasha Ismail, good morning. Ms. Castro, thank you so much. There's two Castros. There's two Ms. Castros this morning. Marina Castro and Miss, yeah, there we go. We got two of them out there today. God bless you. Mr. Payon out in Japan, good morning, sir. Mr. Amid, good morning. Rose Guerrero, Regional Director, good morning, dear. I know your husband's out there somewhere, probably. Chris King, there he is somewhere out there. Good morning. Sensational out in Ohio, good morning. Miss Hayes, thank you so much for joining. Tamara McDowell down San Diego, good morning. Tracy Gilmore, good morning. Doug DeSoto, just joining in. I haven't seen him in a while. I know why he's on the call today. His leader's here. Mr. Bill Bailey, sir, good seeing you this morning. Miss Natalie, good morning. Mr. Christian McDowell, thank you so much. Good morning. And let's see, I think that's about round up some of the ones I got. People still popping on. But anyway, we got a great call lined up, as you well know. Today is Throwback Thursday, and this young man is no stranger to us. And I know some of you don't know who he is. He's brand new to some of you. But he is, let's see, what can I say about this gentleman? He is one of the co-founders, go-to guys when it comes to explaining the market plan and training. He's been on the international stage many times. He's also been traveled with them a few times on some of our trips that we go on internationally. Last one we did was the Bahamas. He had his lovely daughter with him, and just a great family man. And also he just has a great way of bringing the information, kind of like a sit-down fireside chat. Knowing him, I can't see him right. He's probably in the backyard with his cup of coffee going. Sometimes he joins us at 6 o'clock on Friday night for our happy hour, and he has his red stripe. His red stripe. Yeah, that's a Jamaican beer, I believe. Yeah, Red Stripes, Jamaican. And you know what? He's just a great leader in ACN. I have a lot of respect for him. Without further ado, everybody, can we give a warm welcome to our call, the one, the only, the great, the incomparable, Mr. Dean Tarrolly. Good morning, sir. Good morning, 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 good morning. I know you're out there somewhere. I can't see you right now. I'm trying to flip. Hey, Mr. Casey Carter, good morning. Caroline Baker, good morning. He's out there yet? Mr. Tasha Ismail, she's giving me the nod. He's not on yet. Oh, whoa, okay. Well, in that case, we're going to switch it up then, since we don't have Mr. Dean Tarrolly on. Can somebody get a hold of him and see if they can? Well, there you go. Well, I tell you what, it must be amazing. Okay, since we can't get him on, Mr. Ron Chocolate, great. Thank you so much for joining. Well, you know what? Here's what leaders do that are not prepared. Oh my God, what do I do? But see, a leader is going to keep it on anyway. But before I go into what I'm going to talk about, since he's not on, how many did you guys enjoy yesterday, Mr. Shaquille Cooper? Now, I'm going to give you a tidbit. It's Mr. Brian Baker. I know I saw Mr. Brian Baker on here a minute ago. I saw him check in. I didn't see his actual face. Mr. Baker, can you unmute yourself for a second? Ms. Gaines, good morning. Celia, good morning. I think he just joined us. Mr. Baker, can you get on the call real quick? Is he unmuted?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Baker, you and I had a conversation. Yeah. I talked about this yesterday a little bit on the call, but I know Mr. Tarrolly just joined us, but we were talking the other day on the phone, and I was sharing with you one of the powerful things that anybody can do right now is send out what we talked about. And you said, that's a great idea. I'm going to adopt that.
The recordings. You could get the morning recordings to those who didn't have the opportunity to get on, and continuously send those to those leaders who you believe could use them. Also, pick out specific ones that you believe would be tailor-made for that individual.
Yeah, exactly. And yesterday was such a powerful one. It was like one of my top 3. I didn't say that to be saying that. I merely meant that. I don't know if it moved a lot of you, but here's what I did yesterday alone. I have actually sent out 37 yesterday in the first 2 hours. And I think by now this morning, I sent out over 63 of them this morning, totally. And I'm telling you something, look, that was so powerful. You could send out to either people you talk to about ACN, people have not talked to about ACN. I use it as a great prospecting tool because, now that was just yesterday. Now think about this. You send that out, guess what people are going to say? What's this business you're talking about? Hey, what's this all about? What is this? See, it's a great way to pique people with as well. But if you're not using the tools, oh my God, let me say it again. If you're not using these tools, that was what I call a modern day tool. Now, let me go back real quick before we get Mr. Tarrolly on here. One of the tools that I always use, look, hey guys, whenever Miss Ismail introduced me, some of my leaders introduced me, you know what they show? Hey, here's Mr. Thomas at Success from Home. This is documentation in the magazine. There he is there. 10 years in a row. Oh, by the way, here's the next magazine he was in a year later. Another picture of him. Here he is in here. Oh, another one. Oh, Success from Home, another issue, Success from Home. See, this is documentation, and a lot of you are not using the tools to get in front of people with. The more tools you got, the better off you are, but you're not using them. They're looking at you like, what do you know about making money? You're a dog catcher your whole life. What do you know about making money? All you know how to do is clip fingernails. They don't look at you as a professional. So use the tools. Now, I used that tool yesterday. Today I'll be over 80 or 90 today because that was such a powerful tool to use. That was just yesterday. Here's a kid 27 years later. Look what he's done. Lost it and got it back again. How powerful is that tool? In inner city of Maryland, in the hood where all they have is drugs and bullets flying over there. What a powerful tool. Some of you, look, watch this. Raise your hand if I send it out to some of you leaders. Raise your hand so people can see. How many of you people, even IBOs, leaders, I sent that, look, I sent it out. So if I sent it out, what could you do with that tool? That was a powerful tool. Man, that's gonna get people's curiosity because they never ever seen something like that and then had solutions to it. So folks, use the tools that ACN provides and what we provide for you to help build your ACN business. One of my guys, I don't know if Sam Foss is on, but he's got 2 IBOs, two appointments today just by showing it. And one guy said, I heard about it before, but man, I didn't know this was the company we're talking about. See, these are examples. Now, what if all, 85 of us on here? What if all 85 of us, and I'm gonna get Mr. Dean Tarrolly, 86 of, what if all 86 of us use that, send out 20 or 30 a day, today, just today alone, and then followed up? How much more would your organization be in less than 4 or 5 days? But that was a powerful tool. All right, let me shut up. Y'all don't want to listen to me. Anyway, like I said, now we got our guest speaker on. I just wanted to fill that in because I'm going to tell you what I've been doing. I don't know about you. Hey, I could be wrong. What do I know? What do I know? I'm just a senior. Anyway, hey, we want to thank this young man for taking time out of his schedule. Some of you heard of him, and there's a lot of new folks on here that has not seen this gentleman, but he's one of the co-founders go-to when it comes to training, been on the stage at our international events several times. And I just want to share with you, he's just a down-home kind of guy, beautiful family. He loves his family. He was on our last trip. I went together with him to the Bahamas about 3 years ago, and he brought his daughter with him. And she's a hoot. She's a great young lady. He's a great family man. He just had this great sit down. Let's go into the real methodical, how he brings the message and training, but it's so crystal clear. It makes you feel like I got to go do this now in a big way. Without further ado, my dear friend from the Bay Area, Mr. Dean, Southern California, Mr. Dean Tarrolly, you there, sir?
Mr. Thomas, I appreciate it. And it's crazy, man. So I got so caught up in what I was going to go over today. Here's a little piece of it. I'm going to cover some stuff with you guys that I completely lost track of time. You have an absolute champion in Natasha. I'll always own it, you guys. I was in there getting ready for what I'm going to go over as a follow-up to our call last week. And Natasha, where you at? You rock. Thank you. Because I was doing my notes for this call. Okay, so check this out, you guys. So first and foremost, you all know, and by the way, I almost feel like I should turn my camera off and I should turn my mic off and go back to listening to Mr. Thomas talk to all you guys. The way that he was talking to you about what you guys are doing and your plan and your tools and the things to be able to advance your business. I mean, it's just, you guys, I'm sitting here listening to him. Sometimes the unexpected is the biggest blessing. And if I was not, because I was getting prepared and lost track of time, if I was not a few minutes late today, I would not have heard Mr. Thomas go through what he was going through. So I want you guys to understand that. Am I telling you to be late to appointments? No, that is not what I'm telling you to do. Please don't misunderstand. But I want you to know that there's always a way to turn lemons into lemonade. Always. There's always something good that comes from something if you're present, if you're there, if your intentions are right. So that being said, you guys, please don't take his time for granted. The company doesn't take his time for granted. The co-founders don't take his time for granted. I mean, the fact that this call happens every single day for you guys, and I know I say this almost every time I speak, Mr. Thomas does not need to do this for him. But I want to tell you this. He actually does, I've never said it like this before. He does not need to do this for him. He needs to do this for his purpose. His purpose is to help other people that want to be helped. That's why I like leadership calls. He wants to help everyone, but we got to help people that want to be helped. You know, trying to get someone to regional director that doesn't want to go to regional director, that is painful. You guys, I want you to hear me. If you're trying to help someone go regional director, but they don't really want to go regional director, that is painful. Now, you watch this. You find someone that wants to go regional director and they want your help to go regional director. That is utopia, right? That is the best. There's nothing better than finding someone that comes across your path and they look at you and go, I want to do this. I want to go there. I want to learn. I want to help people. Teach me this thing. That is the greatest day in ACN, is when you find someone like that. So I know that Mr. Thomas wasn't able to be on the last week's call. And I want to tell you guys, for those of you who weren't on last week's call, here's what I'm going to do this month. I'm literally taking each day that I speak with you and breaking down our business a little differently than I've done in the past. This is going to seem very elementary, but I'm telling you it's not. So you got to hear me. It's going to feel elementary, but I'm telling you it's not. Because it's a combination of two things. It's a combination of knowing what to do, and it's also knowing how to teach it. And those are two different things. So let's talk about this for a second. The first thing to tell you is last week, we covered the 3 things we do in ACN. And I know everybody is muted, but maybe Natasha, you can unmute yourself and you can tell everybody what are the 3 things we do and what are the 3 things I said that we do in ACN, or anybody, it doesn't matter, somebody who can unmute themselves. And if you can't remember it, then it's all good. I'm going to tell it to you because everyone should know it. There's 3 things we do in ACN. Okay, I'll do it. We get customers, we build teams, and we promote events. If you're doing something that doesn't, listen to me, you guys, listen to me. And Mr. Thomas, you can jump in at any time if you want to steer me a different direction, but I'm telling you guys this. We only do 3 things in ACN. We get customers, we build teams, teach them how to get customers, and promote events. We do 3 things. So why is it that people get so caught up or they get so stuck? Because they start doing all this stuff that doesn't serve those 3 things. Let me make your lives easy. We only do those 3 things. We get customers, we build teams, we promote events. That is it. Everything that you learn on the side of that is a function of those 3 things. It's a function of those 3 things. Okay, so last week we covered customer acquisition and we covered it in detail. We covered your reason why. See, people think like, oh, it's cute, you guys talk about the reason why and it's important and it's an emotional. Let me tell you guys something. Your reason why is why someone's going to be your customer. Because they can go find, listen. ACN has great deals, but people can go find deals anywhere. Listen to me, you guys, please. ACN has great value, great deals, great stuff from the customer acquisition side, but people can go find deals anywhere. So what's the difference? What's the tipping point? What did Mr. Thomas master decades ago in network marketing? What did he master? The tipping point is you. The tipping point is you. The tipping point is you saying to your friend why you're asking them to be a customer. So we covered that last week. So I'm not retreading that, you guys. We covered customer acquisition in detail last week. So the second thing we do is we build teams. Okay, that's it. So to build a team, the word is recruit. So why do people, you guys, let's just think about this for a second. Why do people have this reaction to the word recruit? And sometimes it's like this. Are you recruiting me? Am I being recruited? Are you trying to recruit me onto your team? Is that what you're doing? Well, hang on a minute. Let's have a serious freaking conversation about this for a second. Like, I'm not kidding. You guys listen to me. The NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, pro soccer, every major sports organization in the world, listen to the words I'm saying, every major sports organization in the world pays millions of dollars to recruit the best people. Okay, so you're not into sports. Forget sports for a minute. Corporate America. Corporate America has a group of people called headhunters. It's not a really great visual, but it is, sort of. These people spend hundreds of millions of dollars to do what? Recruit the best people. Okay, so maybe you're into government. And this is not a political conversation. I'm just talking about the government in and of itself. The government and the military. They recruit. So let me make the point this way. So maybe you're not into government, into sports, or into business. Maybe you're not into any of those things. Let's talk about it for a second. Have any of you ever been on a date? Oh my God, you guys, please raise your hands. Please tell me that some of you have gone on a date in your life, for the love of God. Okay, cool. Please, you just made me so nervous. Okay. If you've ever been on a date, you've recruited or you have been recruited. Recruiting is a compliment. Recruiting is a sign of inclusion. Recruiting is saying, I see value in you. Recruiting is paying someone, it's almost honoring someone. Let me tell you guys something. Most of you in your jobs, and when I was working in the golf business and at the bar, let me tell you something. I had to work with whoever they put me with. I didn't get to pick and choose who I worked with. I didn't get to pick and choose the people that I worked with in my jobs. But guess what? In ACN, I get to pick and choose who I work with. I get to notice people. I get to see people. You guys, please write this down. Write this down. Write these words down, word for word. I need to be a talent scout. Be a talent scout. Get out there. By the way, what does that mean? Observe. You guys go to a restaurant or whatever, and you see someone hanging out in the corner and they're not really working, and they come over to your table and they have a frown and their shoulders are dropped and, hey, how are you? Well, that's probably someone I'm not going to recruit. No, they could just be having a bad day. Maybe I'll go back a second time and see if that person maybe has a better day. Observe. But what if that same person, you see them, great attitude, they smile. How are you? Can I get you anything? Did you see the special board? Blah, 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 blah. You know what? By the time you finish up with that meal, you might want to say something to that person. You may want to say something to that person. What would that look like? That could look like, hey, maybe, by the way, when you go into a restaurant, people have name tags for a reason. Do you realize that when you call somebody by their name in a restaurant, it almost shocks them? Like, I'm just looking, like, Magley. Let's say Magley was serving at, maybe she's a manager or whatever at a restaurant. And as we're paying the bill, she's super nice. And I say, hey, Magley, I just want to let you know that your server, Miriam, was awesome. And right, look at Magley right now. She's smiling. I just paid a compliment. She started smiling. You guys, did you get what just happened right now? What you just saw me do? She didn't even know I was going to, Magley, I'm sorry, it's just that your screen is right here in front of me, so I picked on you, right? So, but I said her name because I saw her name tag as she's checking out my bill as we're leaving the restaurant, and I let her know, hey, Magley, are you the manager? And she says, yes. I said, listen, I want to let you know your server, Miriam, was awesome. The food was great. We had a great time. Thank you so much, right? Well done. Right? And then she starts to smile, and I might say something like this. Hey, listen, I have to run. Just quick question. Is this the only gig that you have, or do you do things outside of the restaurant for work? And she might say, well, I'm pretty busy here, but yeah, I always have other things going on. Well, look, if you would be open to a quick conversation, I'm expanding something out here, and I obviously you do a great job. It might be a fit, and it will not interfere with your restaurant schedule. And I leave. See, here's what most people do. They sit in that place, and then they tell her more, and then they tell her more, and then they try to show her a video, and then they try to show her a magazine, and they try to do all this stuff. By the way, the magazines and that stuff is amazing. Those tools are amazing, but you have to know when to use them. Right? One of the keys, you guys, okay, before I go into the specifics of inviting, I wanted you guys to get the flavor. This can happen at any time if you're a good observer. If you observe the environment that you're in or the people that are around. So the word that we do is recruit. And here's what you need to do. You need to you guys get this straight. You need to fall in love again with the word recruit. Recruiting. Understand this. You guys, I'm going to go high level quickly here. Understand this. Recruiting is not an event. Recruiting is a process, right? There's a process to it. I teach my team. I tell them all the time, look, you guys, find a place, when you're starting to build rapport with people, when you go into a place of business, it might be nothing more than, hey, thank you so much. Anna, thank you so much. The smoothie's great. Awesome. Now, why? She's got a name tag. But guess what? She was nice. She smiled. I'm going back in again. See how she is. This is a mutual thing, you guys. Understand something. You're not hunting. Listen, so many of you, when you recruit and you want to build your team, you're hunting for those people. Let me be very clear with you guys. Okay, so everybody can look up at your camera for a second because I want to see your faces when I tell you this. Understand this. A hunted animal runs for its life. A hunted animal runs from you, not to you. You go hunting people. You can cue the Jaws music. Dun 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 dun, and that's you in the aisle trying to catch someone that you think might be a good recruit. So I'm telling you, don't go hunting. You need to go fishing. Go fishing. right? And when they say bait the hook, all that, you guys, you know what we bait the hook with? How about this? Time freedom, residual income, getting control back in your lives, having a plan B business. I mean, those are great things. So I want you guys to think about fishing and not hunting. Okay? So back to building a team. So if you want to build a really good team, right? First of all, what is the belief and the posture that you have really? See, for someone who's new, their belief, their excitement is high, but their belief might be kind of low because they haven't really experienced any personal success in this yet. So what does someone need to do? They need to borrow the belief of Al Thomas. I mean, could you guys imagine anybody ever talking to Al Thomas and saying, Al, you know, this ACN thing, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know if it, I don't know if it works. This guy's like, well, you know, Al would probably be like this. Oh, you know, I understand what you're saying. And yeah, we should definitely have a conversation. Meet me at hangar 3 on my jet and we'll talk about it. I mean, give me a break. like you guys. So check this out. Listen to me. Important point, I think. You can borrow the belief of the people who have succeeded and gotten to a position that you want to get to. Borrow their belief. But you guys, no one goes to the major leagues hoping that they get a hit. They're like, dude, bring the pitcher up. I got this. I've been hitting guys like this for 3 years in the minors. I got this. Right? So you borrow the belief of the people that have done what you want to do. So now we've got belief out of the way. We understand that the inviting like activity that we have, there's a process to it. There's a process, you know? I mean, you guys, by the way, for the record, you can build a team and recruit any way you want. You could go and put business cards all over the place. I just don't think I don't think that's very effective. I think what's way more, by the way, you guys, check this out. You know what's most effective? Here we go. You ready? You know what's most effective? You. But you got to let people get to know you just a little bit. How do you do that? You go back to places a few times. What do? You build rapport with people. And once you've done that a couple times, build some rapport, build some facial recognition, build a little bit. Here's what it is. Here's what it is. Write this down. Build a connection. So you build a connection with some people and you're always in a good mood. You leave your crap at the door. And they see you, and it's not to freak them out. Don't be carrot top. Don't like weird them out. But you genuinely you're smiling more than you're frowning. And you go into a place and you start to build some rapport with people. Great. Well, when you start to build rapport with people, guess what happens, you guys? Watch this. When you build rapport with people, here's what happens. I'll show you right now. Here's what happens. Okay, I'm gonna wait. Here's what happens when you build rapport with people. Your fear and their fear comes down and their openness increases because you've built rapport with them. We want to lower their fear or lower their guard, and we want them to become more open to a quick conversation. I might even say something like this. I'd say, hey, Al, I've been coming in here for like a month or two. I didn't even ask you. Watch this. I'm going to watch how I do this. Watch how I do this. You guys get this. Let's say Al is working at a place that I've been frequenting, and he's great. Well, he is great, but he's great. And I say to Al, I'd say, perfect. He's holding his tray. So, hey, Al, I don't want you to drop your tray. Hang on a minute. Look, man, I've been coming in here for like a month. I never even asked you this. Listen to what I said. I take the blame. I said, dude, I've never even asked you this. Do you do anything outside of the restaurant? Are you working anywhere outside of the restaurant? No? Look, I got to go. But are you open to, listen to this, are you open to making money outside of the restaurant if it didn't interfere with your schedule?
Sure, depending on what it is.
Absolutely. So I gotta split, but the next time I come in, I will, I'll dial you in on what we're doing. Is that cool? It's pretty exciting stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Love to hear about
it. Done. That's it. Done. That's it. That's the whole thing. You guys, and guess what most people do? Most people continue to go and go and go and go. That's it. I've got him. Here's the word in recruiting. Here's the magic word. One word, curiosity. You got to get them curious. It is not your job to satisfy their curiosity. It is your job to create curiosity. And if you mix those two up, recruiting is going to be very difficult for you. If you mix those two up, it is very difficult. If you do not mix those two up, recruiting becomes very simple because your job is simply to get them curious and get them to the person that you're working with. What does that mean? It means get them to one of the presentations, get them to someone who can present the business on your behalf. That's how this works. What's the most effective, efficient way to do that? Right now, because of social distancing and all the craziness that we're all going through, it's obviously to do a Zoom. So now you're peaking people, you're getting them interested, and then you set up a Zoom to invite them to. See, you always got to have something to invite them to. You've always got to have something to invite somebody to. Now, what you might do is you might say, you know, when I find that someone is interested, you know, Al's interested, Magley's interested, someone's interested, great. What I'll say is this. What tends to work better for you, mornings, afternoons, or evenings? So I let them tell me what works. What works best for you, mornings, afternoons, or evenings? Well, mornings are really tough because but after 2 o'clock, typically after 2 o'clock, I'm free. So great. So if I set something up for like 3 o'clock on Friday, 20 minutes. You're familiar with Zoom, right? Yeah, I know Zoom. 20 minutes, would you be open? Yeah, I would actually. Okay, great. How many of those can you stack up? Now, what's the most efficient way to do that is, especially if you're new, okay, especially if you're new, schedule a time to do a private business Zoom meeting, just like this, with the leader that you're working with. And then you are inviting to that private business Zoom. Melissa, Pat, Eileen, Marie, Daryl, Kathy, Natasha, Ron, Sergio. Those are the people on my list coming to the Zoom. Let's say there's 10 people. How many are probably going to be there? Probably half of them. Why do I say that? I don't say that to bum you out. I say that because people are human. You know, half show up. If you have a barbecue and 100 people are coming, guess what? 50 are going to show. Why? Because stuff happens. Whatever. Jim Rohn said, don't spend a lot of time on that. You know, why do people flake? I wouldn't spend a lot of time on that. Why does the sun come up in these? I would spend zero time on that. Jim Rohn said, just let that happen. Do not get, you guys, write this down, please. I need to have emotional maturity. You need to have emotional maturity and understanding that not everybody is going to show up. Not everybody is going to do what they said they were going to do. And that is just the way it is. How do you combat that? The law of large numbers. The law of large numbers will never fail you. So now, what have we covered so far with this team building? Well, we've covered the fact that every business in the world recruits. So recruiting is a complement. We've covered the most effective and efficient way to do it. We've covered building rapport with people, which simply gives you a better chance to get someone open because there's rapport that has been built. And then to really embrace and understand, the key in inviting is curiosity. And once you get them curious, now what you're doing is you are putting them through the process. So then if they like this, they're going to do what you do. So what's another thing to understand in the recruiting process? You can write this down. I need to respect my role. I need to respect my role. Hang on. Hang on one second, you guys. Okay, sorry about that. So here we go. Respecting your role means this in the recruiting process. By the way, I don't know how new some of the people are on this call, but let me just tell you something. The newer you are, the more important this is. The longer you've been in, the more important this is. So I'm telling all of you to listen up, okay? respect your role. When you are inviting, your role is to do what? Invite. Leave the rest to the leader you are working with. Please, I'm asking you for the health of your business. Let the leader do what the leader does. You guys think about this. Who, by the way, who wouldn't sign up in this business? Hey, Al, so all I really need you to do is put together a list, and we're going to find some people that are positive and open-minded like you, see some people that are open to look. I'll take care of everything else. Wait, you will? I'll take it. Let's take a look at your list. Let's go. Let's. What are you most excited about ACN? Well, I'm excited about some time freedom and the idea of residual income, building something on the side of this craziness. And you get them. You can feel their excitement. You can feel their enthusiasm. You get someone into that state. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do a training on state right now, but I'm just telling you. You get someone into that state. Watch what they do, and all they have to do is invite. So you as a leader, what do you want to do in this recruiting process? You want to prepare your person for what will happen. And you can say, you're going to have people that are interested and you're going to have people that are not interested. Don't worry about it. And if you're right there over Zoom, or you're actually sitting next to them, if you're comfortable doing that, guess what ends up happening? They feel so confident in you. They feel so confident in you because you're willing to be there with them. They start to get some courage. They have the guts to call their successful friend Al Thomas and go, and Al's like, do I look at business? I always look at businesses. And you're like, oh my God. He was the person I was most afraid to call, and he was the person that was most open. Right, because he's had success. So you guys, let me give you a hint on recruiting. Successful people always look. You find the person with the car, the house, the business, the bank account, they're going to look. Doesn't mean they're going to do anything, but there's a reason why they're in that position. Typically, they'll say they're very busy. And you say, great, I'm not asking for your time. I'm asking for your opinion. I want to see what you think about this. I respect you. Sure, I'll give you my opinion. So Al looks at it. Al's even doing what he's doing right now, just naturally. It's like, this is how they think, you guys. Now, I was not a successful guy when someone shared this with ACN with me. I mean, I guess I was a little bit, but I was bartending at night, golf business during the day, doing the TV shows and commercials and stuff out here. But no one would think of me of being somebody who would like, hey, dude, we're starting a business. We're going to talk to Dean. Dude, you can get to Dean. Nobody was saying that. Nobody was saying that about me. Trust me. But I saw it and it made sense. But I was recruited. Thank God for Tom and Kathleen White not taking me off of their list. So please do not prejudge your list. You have contacts, you guys. You have a list of names and numbers. You have people on your cell phone, people on your Snapchat, people on your Instagram, people on your Facebook, people on all this stuff. Okay? And here's a big group of people that you guys are probably not thinking of right now. So let me tell you what they are. You have a big group of people that you know that you don't know their names. You have a massive group of people that you all know, but you don't know their names. The really nice lady at the bakery. What's her name? I don't know, but I know her and she knows me. The really great guy at Lowe's who helped you, with the door handle. What is that guy's name? But you know him because you've seen him a few times. There's a whole group of people that you guys know that you have access to that you're not thinking of because you think you have to know them by name. So on your list, what if you put this down? Great guy at Lowe's. Helpful lady at the bakery. These are all real live people that have a name. Now you need to get to know them. Put them on your list. Put them on your list. So now, what have we covered? List. Well, actually, before that, watch this, you guys. It's all going to come full circle here as I wrap up. What have we covered here? We've covered that recruiting is a complement. We've covered that all industries build teams. We've covered that people want the best of the best. right? We're not hunting, we're fishing. We're wanting to build some rapport with people so we have the best chance for them to become open to a conversation or an invitation. We've also covered that you need to respect your role in this process. We've also covered that the most efficient way to share this business is group by group, not one by one. Now, can we do one-on-ones and two-on-ones? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I see Julian Lewis. Julian Lewis is a nationally recognized regional director in the company. Guess what? If he personally piques someone and there is not another leader available, he's presenting. You guys, let me tell you this. And Mr. Thomas, you just give me the sign when I need to stop and I'll stop. Check this out, you guys. Check this out. Why do we say don't present to the people that you know? Why do we say that? I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to explain. I know some of you know. I don't know why. I'm going to tell you why. The reason why we say don't present to the people that you know and the people that know you is one very specific reason. Here it comes. You ready? They know you. And they know that you don't have any background in this. So that's why you edify another person. You create value in another person and you get them to present for you. Okay, this is such an important thing. Now, look, if it is cold market, if it's somebody that you do not have a relationship with, that you don't really know them and they don't really know you, and you can present, here's what I would tell you. By the way, if Mr. Thomas disagrees with this, follow what he says. I say present. If you don't really have a relationship with them, I would tell you present to them. Don't wait, present. But if you have any kind of a relationship with them, if they know you at all, you guys, please, you've got to get somebody else to present for you. The definition of an expert in ACN, let me tell you this. The definition of an expert in ACN is anyone but you. That's right. Get somebody else to do the presentation. However, if you don't know them and you are a presenter, you've been through Mr. Thomas's presenting training and you can present, please present. I mean, the dog is saying present, present. I mean, you guys did that right on cue, right? So to wrap everything up, industries recruit, check mark. Use the system and the leader that wants to work with you, check. What kind of posture are you bringing to an invitation? Check. Right? These are basic things. Understand how you guys understand how valuable this Zoom technology is. Check. You guys, back in the day, we would have to jump on planes and go all over to get in front of people. That is not the case now. Your business is now global from your computer. What in the world do you think is going to happen when the world opens up and now we can do a combination of in-person meetings and Zoom? Our business is going to be, it's already a no-brainer. We do 3 things in ACN, you guys. Don't get it twisted. We get customers. Huge favor. I need your help. We build teams. We create curiosity to ask people to look. That's it. We create curiosity to ask people to look. And we got to get people trained. I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about that next week. So last week was customer acquisition. This week was team building, right? One other thing about team building is this, and this is why Mr. Thomas has such an enormous organization, because he teaches and does things that are duplicatable. See, if you come up with some cool, great, neat, swift idea, but it's not duplicatable, ultimately it's going to serve you no purpose in ACN. Because if the basic person like me can't do it, I'm out. I need to be taught things that I can do. Well, guess what everybody can do? Everybody can pique someone's interest. Everybody can learn how to build a little rapport. Everybody has access to a list. Everybody has a big reason why. Everybody has the basic things to do what we do to build a team and build an organization. So you guys, recruiting's a blast. Just here's my locker room dugout conversation. Please don't trip when people give you answers. Don't trip. So what? I would never do one of those things. I get one of those things. I did one of those things. I never made any money. Well, you didn't have a leader like me. Right? Right? And then you're going to find people like, man, I can't believe that I cannot believe that you brought this up to me. My wife and I, my husband and I, my boyfriend and I, my girlfriend and I, we were just talking about needing to do something else. What is it? I'm open. That will happen if you talk to enough people. That will happen if you talk to enough people. That makes sense, everybody? Curiosity, set a time to do a private business Zoom with the leader that you're working with and start the exposure process. That is it. You start the exposure process. People that are interested, join the team. People that are not interested, we ask them to be customers. But don't buy your own excuses, because I don't. Right? Oh, you didn't understand. I was so busy. You guys, the busy conversation is just, you know what? Here's what it is. If somebody's too busy to do the little things in our business, their reason why isn't close to where it needs to be. You know, we're not saying that ACN needs to take over your life, but there needs to be a priority in this day over day, somewhere in there, doing something every day to advance your business. You look, by the way, watch this. You do something every day to advance your business. 30 days from now, 30 things have happened in your business. That's pretty simple stuff. I mean, that's third grade. If you do something every day in your business for the next 30 days, 30 things have happened in your business. Guess what? Your business is advancing. But understand, you guys, recruiting, you have a gift to give people. By the way, once you give it, you cannot be upset as to what they do with the gift. You're giving it away. You're giving the invitation. You're giving the opportunity. And you got to let those chips fall where they may. The only thing that you can do is become a better gift giver by doing some of these skills, building some rapport, finding people, getting your invitation down. The last thing I'll say is this, and then Mr. Thomas, any questions, or if we need to wrap it up, I know I went long today, check this out. But I had a lot of information to get to you guys. So check this out, right? When I'm inviting someone, the very first thing I'm going to do, especially during this whole Corona craziness, is I'm going to ask how they are. How you doing? Everybody good? You good? Hey, how about this? Write this down. First of all, check in with someone. Emotionally check in with someone. Don't turn it into a sob session. I'm just saying, you know, how are you? You good? Family good? Everything good? That's number one. Number two is this. Have you been affected by this? Has your work been affected by this? How's things? Guess what? 85% of the people are going to say, yeah. Well, I don't know if you are open, but I found a work from home option. Don't know if you're open, but I found a work from home option. Guess what most of them are going to say? What is it? What's it about? And then that's your job to invite them to meet the leader that you're working with. You got to meet the individual I'm working with. I'm not the person to explain it to you. Please write this down. Please write this down. I'm new. Right? Or you can write this down. I'm not the person to explain it to you, but I'm working with someone who is. I'm working with an expert. So there you go. By the way, we're all working with an expert. He happens to be wearing a green shirt right in the middle of this screen, named Mr. Al Thomas. And by the way, you couldn't have anybody better. So you guys, I had a lot of information to give you guys. I hope that I covered every. Yep. So I hope that this was helpful.
Very good, sir. Mr. Dean Tarrolly, thank you so much. I'd like to give a shout out also to Mr. David Lowe, got on here right as we were finishing up the announcements. Mr. Herrera, also Mr. Doug Soda. Good evening, sir. Who does a great Spanish presentation. Hey, listen, can we show Mr. Dean Tarrolly some love real quick, some love? Let's show him some love, y'all. Come on. Great job. Number one, customer acquisition. Last week, today, we're here to build teams. Build teams, number two. And number three is to create what? Curiosity. That's right. Curiosity. That's what I'm talking about. We can't wait till next week. Hey, listen, Mr. Dean Tarrolly, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on, let's show him some more love, everybody. Come on. He'll be with us every Thursday in the month of October. Every Thursday, Throwback Thursday. Every Thursday in the month of October. Hey, folks, don't forget the contest. Mr. Ahmed, good seeing you, sir, out there in Minnesota. He's another superstar coming up the ladder. Good seeing you, Mr. Ahmed. We love it that you're on the call too, sir. Hey, I want to thank everybody. Don't forget, with the contest this month, the contest. Come on back tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. If you're not, tonight, right back here at 6 o'clock Pacific Coast time. We're doing the 1 through 10. Mr. and Mrs. King is doing the 1 through 10 tonight at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, same bat time, same bat channel, Mr. Nelson, Byron Nelson will be our guest speaker tomorrow morning. Right back here at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, Mr. Nelson will be here. Then tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, I'm doing Al's happy hour. And Mr. Dean Tarrolly, come on back with your lucky stripes, sir. Hey, tomorrow night, let me tell you how we do happy hour. RDs and above that are on the call before we start, we're going to be part of our panel tomorrow night. So if you're an RD and higher, come on back. We want you to be part of the panel to answer questions from the organization. So that's tomorrow night at Al's happy hour at 6 o'clock p.m. tomorrow night. And with that, God bless everybody. Have a fantastic day. Like Mr. Dean Tarrolly say, do something right now to move your business. What? Forward. Do move it what? Forward. God bless. Be safe. I'll see everybody. If you need me, you know how to get a hold of me tomorrow morning with Mr. Nelson. Good morning. Good evening.